There are many women in this world who are as fertile as any flower. Falling pregnant comes easy to them. Then there are the women who yearn for children their whole lives, but find it nearly impossible to fall pregnant. No matter how hard they try or the lengths they go through in order to conceive. Our story today is of a woman who tried to have a baby for almost 20 years, until she finally gave birth to a baby girl. She and her husband were meant to be the bliss with their newborn. However, they decided to leave her on the very same day she was born. Atifa was married to her husband Serif Nokia. They lived in Novi Pazar, in western Serbia's Raska district, and both shared a dream of having a family. Together, they tried to conceive a child for about 20 years, even resorting to fertility treatments as they got older. They knew that the chances were low. However, they tried anyway. Eventually, when Atifa was 60 years old and Serif was 68, they managed to get pregnant. Serif could have been excited about the birth of their baby girl, but when the day came, instead of loving her, he abandoned both Atifa and his newborn. We all know about the sleepless nights that new parents have to face, and Serif was worried that he would be kept up all night with her crying. Reporters tried to ask Serif why he would abandon his wife when she truly needed him. But he answered with, "She got what she wanted. Now she is happy. Above all, I am a sick man. I am 68. I am a diabetic, and I have a weak heart. It is not easy not to sleep all night and to hear a baby's cry." This is far from the loving family man who had tried to have a baby for so long. He backed out of the situation with no remorse and now leaves his 60-year-old wife to raise their baby all by herself. He claimed that raising a baby at his age would be damaging to his health. This was Atifa's 5th attempt at falling pregnant, and this was the IVF treatment that finally worked for her. At her age, her fertility rate had decreased a lot, and this meant that even with the fertility medicine, the likelihood of her falling pregnant was very low. She persevered, and the baby was born on the 20th of June 2017. She was named Elena. Atifa never managed to conceive a baby, but that does not mean that Serif had no children of his own. It turns out that he was married before Atifa to another woman, and he shared children with her. According to Atifa, Serif had said he wanted to back to Turkey, which is where his children live with their mother, his ex-wife. Serif claimed to have warned her that having children at this old age is not a wise decision. There are many complications that come with bearing children and birthing them into this world. He was worried for her health, but she was not afraid at all. Atifa is not without her own health concerns. She is dealing with problems that come with having high blood pressure, and this leads her to be considered a high-risk pregnancy. Also, she was kept at the hospital for almost 3 months while the baby was in its last trimester of pregnancy. She remained there until Elena was born. Not only that, but she is not exactly the richest woman in the world, and she had crimped and saved to afford the IVF treatment. She worked in a textile factory, and she was determined to raise her daughter regardless of her minimal means. She would have no support from other family members because there was no one besides the Minister of Trade and Deputy Prime Minister of Serbia who is reportedly her cousin. Atifa's motherly instincts have taken over since Elena was born, and she said confidently, "As any good husband should do, Serif tried to warn her of the many health concerns that come with having a baby at such a late stage of her life." Atifa ignored his warnings, and she proceeded with her IVF treatments. Serif continued with her and decided last minute that he could not continue to raise Elena, so he left them at the hospital. Despite this, Atifa is confident that she can raise her baby alone. "I knew it would be a big risk at my age, but my only wish in my life was that I have a child, and it happened to me. Well, I was not afraid of my life at all. God gave me courage, and I have never felt better." She also said, "Whatever happens, whether Serif stays or leaves, I will fight to raise Elena the best way I can and to put her on the right way." I will live only for her. I know that it will not be easy, but I still believe there are good people who will want to help me.